Welcome to the No Dunks podcast presented by FanDuel. It's Thursday, January 8th, 2026. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Basketball friends, this is for you.
Next to him, it's my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Ayo.
Ayo. And over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is. Here we are. Back at it again. No Michael Scotto today, unfortunately. He had to reschedule after breaking news last night. He's working the phones like a Wichita lineman. Glenn Campbell. We'll hope to talk to the Hoops Hype NBA insider next week. TK got that reference. We'll hopefully have him on next week.
Campbell. Michael Scotto, the rhinestone cowboy of the NBA.
On today's show, though, we're going to draft some of last night's best games because holy hell, we had some crazy buzzer beaters and some entertaining finishes. We got Whoa Boy. And we have a few fantastic wedgies to show you that we got to go sound on tape with because the broadcasts, both the national broadcasts and then the Bulls broadcast, came through with some wedgie love. We'll get to that a little bit later because news broke relatively late last night on Wednesday night that Atlanta Hawks had sent Trae Young to the Washington Wizards for CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert. No draft picks were exchanged. One player for two players. And as I'm sure some of you know, maybe I've already consumed, the boys and I stocked up on energy last night and ripped off a good old emergency podcast. So check that out if you haven't already. The link is in the show notes to the YouTube, but you can also listen on Apple or Spotify. 5-star ratings and reviews. So we did the emergency pod. We talked about it last night for about 30 minutes. But I would like to grade this thing now that it's official. You've had a little more time to think about it. I don't know if you want to start with the Hawks or the Wizards side of things, but where you want to go?
Well, it's definitely a better grade for the Washington Wizards. I'd say it's an A- for them and a C+ for the Atlanta Hawks.
Okay.
Because the Atlanta Hawks, you'd think they'd be able to get more for Trae Young entering his prime. Simple as that. Really, I know people are saying it's a money dump, and that is entirely true. This is really more two things at once: a money dump, but also just the vibes. Just moving on
it's
from
a culture
Trae Young.
change.
Vibes dump.
Yeah.
It is. It's a vibes dump, but they're also taking back some dollars here. I know we don't think of Corey Kispert's money as a lot, but it is a couple years left plus the team option. So you have Corey Kispert. He's getting older. You know, he's almost 27. And so he ain't getting young. He's a part of a rotation, maybe. CJ McCollum on the older side as well. Really, this is just moving on from Trae Young. Could you not have gotten more a couple months from now in the offseason? It just feels like they're not getting much at all. Simple as that. While the Wizards, I'm excited to see Trae Young be the lead guy for a team. And I know he ain't winning a championship if he's the lead guy. But he did lead a bunch of good offenses here in Atlanta as the number one guy. 7 full seasons here. He had a top 10 offense 3 of those 7 seasons, plus at number 12 in there. So for him, he gets to be the guy. And it's exciting for him just to be able to do that. And for the Wizards to take a chance on a guy. He's not going to tear down your team chemistry and your team locker room. And if it's not going well, you got a year and a half of contract of Trae Young, and you could say goodbye. But I think it's going to put some butts in the seat in Washington where they don't have a lot of seats sold. They're right towards the bottom of attendance. And they got a guy who's, I believe, has moved on from just being the end all of a basketball team. I think he can get everybody involved. He has taken another step. I think he did help Jalen Johnson as they were sort of a 1-2 combo here mostly last season. So all good on the Wizards side.
What do you think, TK?
Yeah, I think Tass is about right. I think this is a good risk for the Wizards to buy very low on Trae Young. They have to be hoping that he is entering his prime. He's only 27 and a half years old right now, so it feels like he should be. Burst ain't quite the same as when Trae Young came into the league. The shooting ain't quite the same since he came into the league, but he also hasn't really had a great rim runner since Capella was at the peak of his powers. He fell off last season, got replaced by Okongwu. Not a rim running screen and roll kind of guy. Porzingis, same thing. So getting Alex Sarr as his screener will definitely help Trae Young. The Wizards, young guys, are going to be getting the easiest shots of their career. They've never had a playmaker like this. They're also going to be dribbling the least amount of their career because Trae Young has to have the ball. And when he doesn't have the ball, he's just standing around out there. So I like to see the Wizards making a little bit of a move here to get better. We were checking things on their franchise index on Basketball Reference before the show. They haven't won 40 games since before Trae Young was drafted. They would love to get to the 500 level with Trae Young. And another thing I researched, Elvin Hayes, number 11, retired for the Wizards.
Right.
So we'll see what number Trae ends up wearing for the Wizards, and we'll see just how much he'll play. It's still early in the season. It's only January 8th today. It does feel like he'll play a little bit. The Athletic reported that Young will try and rehabilitate himself, both physically and reputationally. He's dealt with knee problems, a bruised leg, a sprained ankle this season, so there probably will be a little bit of chilling time for Trae Young to get healthy to maintain the pick for the Wizards. But the Athletic is also reporting that part of the reason that Washington traded CJ McCollum is because he was helping him win too many games. Had a couple of 40-point games this season, and the Athletic says that Trae Young is going to play a limited number of games over the remainder of this season. I've seen Fred Katz saying that they are obsessed with keeping their top 8 protected pick this year. Like we talked about last night, they're 5th in odds right now, but very slim margin between 5th and 8th. They basically need to finish in the bottom 4 to guarantee that their pick falls no lower than 8th, and then they keep it. So this is really a move for the Wizards starting next season. I guess they'll reassess what's going on with Trae during the summer, if it's just going to be a picking up your option, if it's going to be extending him. We'll see what it's going to be, but they're taking a little bit of a step forward, and I think smart for Washington.
Yeah, some of the reporting yesterday after the trade went down, they said rival teams expect Trae Young to pick up his $49 million player extension, or player option, excuse me, but Young has not made a decision on that front at this point. So he's open to the prospect of discussing an extension, but he's going to assess maybe free agency in the summer as well. You know, it's a lot of people assume he's going to pick up the $49 million,
right,
try and rehabilitate like his career here, and then maybe get the huge payday, but could be an extension, could test free agency. Who knows?
Yeah.
They don't really know.
Yeah, from the Trae Young perspective, is he at that point of his career where he realizes he does kind of have to take a step back financially for a team to be incredible around him? So he takes a pay cut to extend his contract. Yeah, I know it's not.
I'm rolling my eyes at that because he's literally in his prime here, and he's going to expect a payday here. Now that's why like you guys are grading it really well, like an A or whatever for the Wizards. It makes sense because this is such a buy low, obviously cost. But it is a bit of like TBD on like what do they give Trae Young? What is the contract if there is an extension? And I almost like want to wait for that, to really grade it, because if it's a whole lot of money, then it's like, wow, the Wizards have been here, done that before. I saw that tweet going around last night, like the little PTSD maybe for some Wizards fans moving forward with Trae Young, because this is a franchise that gave Gilbert Arenas a massive, $100 million plus way back in the day. John Wall, 5-year, $170 million. Bradley Beal, of course, 5-year, $250 plus million. So, we're talking about guards that like were good, not superstar level guards, but sort of in the same ballpark of Trae, I think.
And they all got hurt.
Yeah.
I find that hard to believe, to think that Michael Winger, who came from OKC and is of that mindset that you would just dump money into somebody that ain't going to lead you to a championship. I think that's clear. I think they know that, and this is just sort of a trial run to see what Trae Young is. And on the other side, Trae, I think, realizes it from his side too, but he is excited to be the number one guy. He is definitely their best player. Like that. So I think we know that Trae has some limits here in the current NBA, and can he say, I'm the number one guy and I'm taking this to a championship? No, but I think he's pretty excited just to be the guy who has the ball in his hands all the time. He was that for 7 years here in Atlanta. Yeah, well,
so nothing's changed
not
there.
This year.
He's played 10 games this
not
year.
This year because he was injured and didn't play.
Yeah,
but nothing's changed in terms of like
No,
Trae
his
Young is
role
not
is
going to
big.
change his game here.
No,
he's
no
a
one's saying
ball
that.
dominant guard. He's
I'm not
pretty
saying
damn
that.
impressive in the pick and roll.
But they obviously moved on from him to say, we're moving on from you. You're no longer our ball dominant guy. But to go into Washington where they don't have another all-star around him, they don't have that type of player around him. It's good for him, even though we know and people know he ain't winning a championship in Washington. So it's exciting for him. And guards like that at this point, unless you're Steph Curry, There's just a one of one that can do that. That can lead you to a championship like that. This is the best situation for him if he's going to continue to play like that.
Yeah, this is a style that's kind of fallen out of vogue in the NBA, a heliocentric style where it's one guy who's creating for everybody. Even the Lakers don't do that. They've got Luka. And, this was like the James Harden peak was one guy can do everything. That's kind of what Trae based his game around. It worked for a while, and then he took a little bit of a step back, and it didn't work anymore. So I do think he's going to get paid from the Wizards. They've got so much cap space.
Yeah.
Other than Middleton, who will be gone by the trade deadline. Everybody else is on their rookie contract. They can give him $60 million a year and still have almost max cap space. So I'm not saying it's the smartest thing, but that's what's going to happen if they decide to pay him.
Yeah, and we're here in a new NBA where guys don't get paid as much in the offseason. You just can't go grab guys. You have to do it via trade, via draft, and you can offer a restricted free agent plenty of money and try and outbid other teams, but guys just don't move around as much. So you kind of have to do it this way or via trade. But yeah, I am interested to see how much a front office like that will be willing to give Trae, because it ain't close to a max. I just don't imagine that happening. So that's the
Look, if
part.
they can convince Trae Young and his agents the Brandon Ingram type of deal, a 3-year, $120 million, then yeah, awesome. Like, that's really good. Still a lot of money, of course. You're fine. You're set for life, but nowhere near the max. So maybe it's like that. I think Trae is going to expect more than that. Thinks he's better than Brandon Ingram. Obviously made more all-star teams, all that, but we'll see. That's a problem for another day.
Are those agents willing to take less? That's the question.
Yeah, right. He's got like 3 agents. When I saw the Shams report, jeez, no wonder he needs $60 million.
It ain't one.
The cut everybody's getting.
There's 3 names in there.
Here's a couple million for you, Drew Mintz. Here's a couple million for you, other guy. Yeah, we'll see with that. But look, it's an incredible buy low. I'm looking at this trade. This trade is like the Facebook marketplace of trades, is what I'm thinking. Because, yeah, like, stick with me here. It's like Trae Young is basically like a lightly used set of golf clubs or like a mountain bike or something. You got into it back in COVID, and you were convinced you were going to, like, really do it. But, you did it a couple times, and then it really wasn't for you, and you went a different direction. You had different hobbies. You got into espressos or something like that. So you put it up on Facebook Marketplace. You're thinking, okay, like, this did cost us a lot of money. Like, hopefully you get $500 for this. But you're getting nothing. You're getting somebody who's like, I'll give you $50 for it, but I'll come and take it out of your garage. I'll get it out of the way. And, and you're like, well, I'd really like $500 for it, but there's no bites. There's no offers. So you're like, at the end of the day, you're like, I don't want to look at this thing anymore. I don't like it here anymore. $50, come and get it. Rob's your uncle.
Whoa, $50. Wow.
Well,
what a discount. But you're totally right. This is a Facebook marketplace kind of deal. Who do you think's doing the pickup, though? Do you think it's the Hawks delivering Trae Young to Washington, or Washington coming here, getting it and driving it back?
To me, it's Washington coming and getting it.
Okay.
And that is the equivalent of McCollum and Kispert.
Nice.
In this hypothetical, or this analogy, weird analogy.
We'll leave Trae Young on the porch. Just come over and grab it.
Yeah, exactly.
Did they have some website, Facebook problems yesterday? Like, why did they make this trade at 9:30 p.m. Eastern? That's a strange time.
During the game.
That was weird.
Yeah, nothing changed. I mean, so CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert were told, hey, you're not playing.
Yeah.
Trae Young is literally on the bench the entire game in Atlanta. So he gets lots of camera time. He gets lots of goodbyes. The camera literally followed him walk away from the floor for like 20 seconds. I don't know. Was that just allow Trae to say goodbye to people during a game? I mean, why not make it earlier in the day? I don't know. It's just a little odd. That's all. Again, maybe they got some Facebook problems, some AWS problems.
Did the Fortress know that Trae Young had been traded? I assume they did.
They did.
Thank you, Trae chance.
There you go. Yeah, okay. Well,
and he had a good run. He had a fine run. Yeah. He made a conference finals. I think a lot of that is Ben Simmons melting down, but nonetheless made a conference finals, and that's not something that happens in Atlanta all that often. It was sad this morning. This is the first time I've had to tell my kids that their favorite player got traded.
Oh, wow.
Isla goes, why? I said it was just time. And she left it at that. I couldn't get into the ins and outs of how, he doesn't finish quite as well at the rim. The drives per game are down a little bit. They want to clear the books going forward. But end of an era for sure.
Yeah, and as you said, they made that one conference finals. What was their best regular season? Well, how many games did they win in the best Trae Young season that he was here?
48? I don't know.
45?
It feels like that because it was a 72 game season, a weird pandemic season.
Okay.
So it was a 41 and 31 season.
That's the best season
That's the
he had,
best.
regular season the Hawks had under Trae Young.
Yeah. I mean, they had a 43 and 39,
Right.
close to 500, but 41 and 31 were their 10 games above 500. That was the conference finals year. And that's, similar to what you were just saying about the Washington Wizards, Trae, they did win 40 a few times under Trae. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the Wizards would love to win 41 games. Mm-hmm. There'd be parades in Washington, D.C. if they can make it to the play-in tournament, which the Hawks did 4 straight years.
The Trae-in tournament. As
The
people call
Trae-in
it
tournament,
now.
there you go.
It is crazy. I keep going back to this. Even with all the warts on Trae's game and obviously the defensive liability that he is and the size of him, and maybe he's fallen off with the boost a little bit and that floater's not dropping like it used to, but it's crazy. Not long ago, not all that long ago, Drew Holiday traded for multiple picks, multiple swaps. Donovan Mitchell traded for multiple picks, multiple swaps, and Lowry Markkanen, who turned into an all-star. And then you're here with Trae Young, who I think ranks 13th in all-time scoring and 3rd in all-time assist average. He's only 27. He's in his prime. And you don't get a single pick. It gets wild, and it just reflects where we are in this trade market in today's NBA and today's second apron of a max level player that is not a superstar. You don't want to be giving away draft picks, and you don't want to be tied up in all that much money for a guy like that. That's his level. That is an all-star player, but not the best of the best. Not your Jokic's and SGA's and Giannis's and stuff like that. It's crazy. It's not that long ago, those trades.
The game has changed.
Yeah.
It's changed pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the Bulls got a pick back for Zach LaVine last year.
Final 2 notes from me, just a little more around the fringes here. You may have saw this going around last night. Now that Trae Young has been traded, I believe Jaren Jackson Jr. and Miles Bridges are the only players from the first round of the 2018 draft to remain on the team that they started their career with.
Okay.
Everybody else. And this is crazy because it's a good draft.
Yeah.
It's a really good draft.
Yes,
This
it
is
is.
Luka. This is Trae, of course. This is SGA. Even Brunson in the second round. It's wild. And I think that's right. That's from what I could tell. It's the only 2 guys that are actually still on their team that they started their NBA career with. Miles Bridges wasn't even technically drafted by the Hornets. It was the Clippers, I think. But
It's true.
yeah. Mitchell Robinson, also from that draft, but he's a second round guy. Still with the Knicks, though. So that's a little weird. And then my final note, Corey Kispert. He has not played for an above 500 basketball team since November 2022. Not that the Hawks are what's the Hawks record right now? I guess they are just over 500. Are they? No, are they under?
They're under 500.
They're under 500. So
they
he's
did get
still
a win last night, though.
They did. But I went and checked it. I was like, holy crap, that's a long time ago. The Wizards were 11-10 in late November 2022. Then they lost 10 straight games in December. And from what I can tell since then, they've never been really above 500. And Corey Kispert's been on that team. So that was the year they finished 35 wins back in 2022. We're talking Bradley Beal, Porzingis, Kuzma, young Deni Avdija, Rui Hachimura, Kispert's there.
He's just hanging out.
Just hanging out. That's crazy, man. So yeah, you're right. I was thinking the Hawks were just above 500. They're below 500. So Corey's got to get above 500 here with the Hawks.
Will it happen this season? No.
That the Hawks
Hawks
finish
get
at
over 500.
41 and 41.
What are they right now?
They're
3 games under. 18
3
and
under.
21.
Oh, Jesus. Yes. Yes, because are they trading for Anthony Davis? TBD. Can Porzingis play and stay out there? I mean, they need some defense to go around some of these other guys. And McCollum, this is the best part of this whole thing. McCollum this year has been better than Trae Young this year. Now, big part of that's the injury, but McCollum has been solid. Now he might be a worse defender even than Trae Young. And Kispert's in that mix too, if we're being honest. But whatever. I guess I got one more note. Back to Trae Young. Maybe playing, maybe not. Do they slow play it because they want to keep the pick? Blah, blah, blah. Can we get in touch with FanDuel and get 2 lines going? One, how many games does Trae Young play for the Wizards this year? What would we set it at?
Okay, so
would you set it at 20?
They've played 36 games, 46 remaining.
Yeah, okay, let's set it at 21 and a half. That's the line. You're taking the over-under on games played by Trae Young.
I'm taking over.
I'm going under.
Yeah.
He's right there.
Exactly 21. I'll go under.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly
And then
21.
If he plays in 20 or more, like Tass thinks, does Trae Young hit 40 points in a game this season?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I like an over 40 for Trae Young.
I mean,
Could be against the Hawks. I think they play the Hawks twice, like
Do they?
in February. They maybe even have a back-to-back or something like that. 24th and 26th.
I'm with you guys. I would take one big game or two. I mean, McCollum had 40-point games.
Yes, a couple of them.
So why couldn't
Trae had a 35er a few weeks ago.
Yeah. That's his high though for the season, isn't it? No, he's
Yeah,
only played 10 games.
that was a high game. That was a 152, 150
that
Bulls
was that
game.
game.
That's right.
Any other notes on this Wizards Hawks trade? Again, last night's emergency podcast, you talked a lot about the Hawks maybe looking forward to an Anthony Davis deal, so we don't need to go into that again. But anything else?
Yeah, it was just because it just happened. I'm starting to think where the next steps are for the Atlanta Hawks. Are they just taking back this expiring deal in CJ McCollum and the Corey Kispert money that they can't be super pumped about? No disrespect to Corey Kispert, but is this another move? Is there another move waiting to happen? That's possible. Mm-hmm. But, we don't need to go get the Anthony Davis talk right here, right now. But the primary piece going to Dallas would be Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah.
That's for
his
sure.
expiring deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they can't use either of these deals
Exactly.
in another deal.
It would be Kristaps plus a younger player, most likely.
Sachet, probably.
Yeah. Or the 00, Onyeka Okongwu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They should not trade a future pick for Anthony Davis. Should not do it.
Yep. I hear you.
Let's hear from you guys. How you grading the Trae Young to the Wizards deal? From both sides, from the Wizards side, from the Hawks side. Let's hear your thoughts and anything else we're maybe missing. Okay, let's get into some wedgies. And again, like I said, these were great calls on both of them, number 30 and 31, so take it away.
30 points. Only Tatum and Bird have done that. As Hauser, no, a shooter of his caliber with the wedging.
By 7, it is Jenkins all the way. And the putback attempt by Holland leads to a wedgie. Call the folks at No Dunks Incorporated LLC, small business licensing. There's a wedgie for you, my friends.
Oh, Adam Amin coming through the legendary wedgie call on the Bulls broadcast there. So, 30 and 31. I just liked Doris Burke's, no! That one coming against the Nuggets. And then that was Ron Holland II in the Bulls-Pistons game. And Adam Amin having some lighthearted fun or a little jab at us because he had said the one time, throwing a wedgie, No Dunks Incorporated. And we corrected him. We're actually an LLC, and that's how we got to that. So that was literally an inside joke for like us, which is very funny.
Yes, thank you very much.
And then right after that, Stacey King once again said, "Fruit of the Loom, get in touch." He says it every time after every wedgie.
Hey, Stacey King is a catchphrase machine.
Oh, yeah.
He says the same thing to whatever happens. If it's Vooch scoring in the post, easy, simple game, land of the Lilliputians. If it's a wedgie, Fruit of the Loom, call us up.
Yep.
Land of the
Lilliputians. Yeah, it's a Gulliver's Travel
Right.
right.
reference. What else you got? Io Dos Trace, Io Silver. Give me the hot sauce.
yeah.
There's 5 whoever's out there. Giddy up.
Yeah.
Drive home safely, Chicago. Beep, beep.
I love that one.
I watch a Bulls game now. I can watch it on mute, and I feel like I can do the entire transcript perfectly.
Yeah, but he's those are so prevalent that other broadcasters are starting to do it. You heard the I'm coming from other broadcasters that we'll get to that Stacey drops. That's got to be a copy of Stacey, IMO. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You think Matt Devlin is trying to make "I'm coming" his catchphrase?
No, I wouldn't. I don't know if it's his.
Because it was funny as hell.
Yeah. Well, I think he's copying Stacey in what he does.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if he's spelling it CUMMING.
Right.
But you know.
That's one of my favorite signs to see on the highway, of course.
Cummings, Georgia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, Matt Devlin must be pumped for Traders. Alan Cumming as the host. Okay, let's get to drafting last night's games because there were so many games on last night. So we'll take a couple turns drafting our favorite games, endings, performances, whatever you got. Maybe a broadcaster call. Taz, you got the number one pick. Where do you want to start, man?
I'm starting in Boston, where Denver went and won. This is a last game of a 7-game road trip for Denver. They could have called it in. They don't have Jokic on their team right now. And they were down. And they were missing shots. They missed, what was it, in the third quarter? They missed shot after shot after shot. 11 straight shots. They didn't score for about half the third quarter. But this team won't die. They go into Boston, a good team, and they get a victory, showing the entire locker room that we can win in the playoffs on the road. A real key win. And they went on this 14-0 run in the fourth quarter. It was highlighted by Peyton Watson, I think, on the defensive end, and what you could hope to see Peyton Watson add to this team in the playoffs, because he's an extremely long guy, an extremely athletic guy. He was guarding Jaylen Brown one-on-one. He just got into his space. Jaylen Brown pushed him off, got called for a charge on one possession, and then the same thing sort of happened. Jaylen Brown got some space, but Peyton Watson just would not stop. He was relentless. And then he, from behind, got a steal sort of block on him. Peyton Watson has become what the Nuggets hope that he could be in the postseason, just to add defensively, just to be that little spark, that guy that he didn't get to be on the championship run. He was just there helping out, being a vibes guy in the locker room, but he's been there the entire time. And I didn't mention the offense from Peyton Watson because I don't know if it holds up, but he is looking fantastic. He dropped 30 points yesterday. The three-point shot is ridiculous. Since Jokic went out, 5 games, 24, 21, 23, 24, and 30 from Peyton Watson. So the locker room vibes, just incredible. This team getting deeper and looking like a championship team as they stepped into that fourth quarter, obviously because Jamal Murray is just freaking awesome right now. I mean, the step backs, the wraparound passes, the throw to the corner. He looks fantastic.
17 assists for Jamal Murray.
It's showing that opposing coaches are saying, all right, we got to get the ball out of his hands, but he's being super smart, and everybody coming through around him. I mean, you saw so many little teeny tiny plays where they look like a championship team. Like everybody getting team stops on Jaylen Brown, or offensively, you see Aaron Gordon have Nemish Keita on him at the 3-point line. He goes, jab step. I'll hit a 3 in your eye. I mean, that just looks like super confident. And Peyton Watson, the Euro step in transition, the wraparound passes for him. And so Jokic just must be sitting there saying, wow, this is good. Happy Serbian Christmas on January 7th for him, because he's got to be super pumped. Like the other day, he was talking to Peyton Watson on the bench. There's a great clip of Peyton Watson listening to every single word that Nikola Jokic has to say. That's your leader, and everybody following suit. So they look extremely good. And I was, calling this team a championship type team when Jokic went down, wondering if they could come together. I'm not even going to go as deep as Zeke Naji, who's doing the right friggin' things out there right here, right now, because I don't know if he's going to contribute in the playoffs. All that to be said, though, 1 through 15, they're all playing together, so they look great.
That's the silver lining of Jokic being out and the Nuggets having so many injuries, is that they're getting to see what all of this depth can actually do. And these guys are seizing the opportunity. Like you said, Watson's playing great. He's got great confidence on the offensive end right now. You have to wonder if he might stay starting when Cam Johnson comes back, just with the way he's playing, what he brings on the defensive end. Deron Holmes hit 2 threes last night. Like you said, Najee's playing probably the best he ever has. At the very least, those two guys probably should get some sort of an opportunity as a change of pace to Jokic and Valanciunas at center. And then Jamal Murray's just playing differently right now. The Nuggets are playing a more traditional style with Jokic out, like not as many post-ups, not as many dribble handoffs, a lot of screen and roll for Jamal Murray, and he was great last night. 17 assists, only 2 turnovers, scored when they needed him to score. like I said before, like anytime the Nuggets are going to win with Jokic out, that's huge for them to stay out of the play-in tournament. But it's even more encouraging going forward to think, yeah, maybe our team is looking deeper and deeper. Maybe we're actually going to be able to get something from some of these young guys. Like we've seen Jalen Pickett have a huge game.
Jalen Pickett.
Like he was just contributing last night, but he's been a star in their previous win. Awesome for the Nuggets for sure.
Yeah, and I would think Jamal Murray has absolutely locked up an all-star selection for the first time in his career at this point. Yeah, I think it was obviously headed that way when Jokic was playing. He had started finally a season strong. They had a good record. He's putting up his stats. Again, he's never made one. We got this international angle as well. But then Jokic goes down, and he's the leader of that team. Like you said, sort of adapted his game and gotten these other guys playing well. Like, how is it not a lock at this point for him to make his first All-Star team? He should be on that team, on that world team for Team Canada, Kitchener's finest, Jamal Murray.
This is year 10 for Jamal Murray, and this is clearly his best year. I mean, he missed 1 year, so he's only played 9 seasons, but he was drafted in 16, and he's gotten better. And I don't know if it was Nikola Jokic bringing these guys together last year when Michael Malone was fired. I mean, just how he asked more of his teammates, and they've become new guys. I mean, Jamal Murray is that guy, and they seem like they're super, super deep. One note, we heard Doris Burke on the call there. She was on this call, and I think she just realized Hugo Gonzalez, the Boston Celtics, is a really good basketball player. May have not seen him before. I don't know, because there was almost a tone of surprise in her voice. Like, whoa, who is this guy? She didn't say that, but it's kind of like that. Maybe she listens to No Dunks, because we seriously bigged him up recently. He's just fun to watch how he just like comes from the corner, offensive rebound. Like he just does the small things.
Oh, and speaking of offensive rebounds, we had a Portuguese beef last night.
Portuguese beef,
Somebody
yummy.
told me how to say big beef alert in Portuguese.
Yeah, but 20 rebounds for Keita is what I'm getting at. And 10 of them were on the offensive glass. So, holy crap. There's a whole lot of offensive rebounds there.
Alerta de bifo do Keita. That's not right. But thanks to Daniel, who said Keita big beef alert.
All right.
Or as we would say in
give it a go.
Portuguese. Yeah.
All right, so the Nuggets winning without Jokic, snapping the Celtics 5-game win streak. That goes number 1 here in our draft. You have the second overall pick.
Yeah, a wild game in Brooklyn. The Nets trailed by 18 with a minute and a half left in the third quarter. They were down by 12 with less than 6 minutes remaining, came all the way back, held Orlando to 14 points on 6 of 20 shooting in the fourth quarter. Nets have been playing pretty good defense for about a month and a half here. Yegor Joman tied the game with a three-pointer with 3 seconds left. Paolo missed a deep 3 at the buzzer, and that was not the last we were going to hear from either of these guys. OT back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The Magic took a 1-point lead on some sort of a botched coverage from the Nets. Wendell Carter Jr. ended up wide open underneath the hoop. Paolo found him. Some guy's shoe fell off. I think it was Day'Ron Sharp. But then Yegor Joman went to the bank, banked in a three-pointer to take the lead with 5 seconds left, which was just enough time for Paolo Banchero to bank in his own three-pointer to win the game. Toes barely behind the line.
Maybe on the line, but we did not have a great angle to tell.
Impossible to tell, especially like when you're looking at the screenshots afterwards. They're so blurry, so pixelated. Thankfully, Paolo was wearing bright green shoes. I think so. It looked like it was back, but I don't know. I've never seen something like that before. Double banked clutch three-pointers. That was hilarious. I thought a needed win for the Magic. Can't lose to the Wizards and the Nets in consecutive games. The next step for them is winning 2 in a row. Like I said yesterday, I haven't done that since the beginning of December. But I was more taken by Joman. He's a weird player, man.
Yeah.
Had 18 points last night, 5 assists, 5 threes. That's a great line. He didn't make a shot until the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter and then hit 5 threes in the last 7 minutes. And as Sarah Kustok said, it was banger after banger after banger. And that one was a banker. I thought a nice call from her. But 10 points per game on the season for Joman. 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He's shooting 38% on threes, taking 6 of them per game. That's nice. They said this guy couldn't shoot coming into the NBA. Yeah. He can shoot threes, but he doesn't do anything else. 42% on 2-point attempts. He only takes 3 per game, which is really weird. He's taken 100 more threes than twos. He's like 6'8".
Yeah.
He can't get by anyone. He is not quick.
Yeah.
He is not strong, and his handle is not very tight.
Right.
But he can shoot threes right now, and he is a good passer. Like he's found some guys underneath the hoop. But fun one to watch. Guys just banking in threes. Neither of them even close to on purpose. They were almost both straight on as well. Good stuff. The double bank.
Crazy game. Anything to add to the Magic's 1-point win?
Ending. Just wild. A laughable Michael Porter Jr. moment. I thought 13 seconds left. They're going to double out at the perimeter. Michael Porter Jr.'s brain fart. And they allow a dunk to De Silva to make it a 3-point game, to require the tying bank shot later on for him. But I thought it was good at the end of regulation. So after that dunk, Banchero had a chance to win this thing. And he missed that 3 by a lot.
Yes, he did.
And it was cool. Anthony Black gave him the ball. Like, he passed it to him. And as Banchero shot it, he's just looking at Banchero. I think he's looking to get the reaction. Is that thing going in? I'm going to look at your face to determine. And then it was bad. But the first possession of overtime, Banchero was ready. I mean, he got into the lane and scored. So he turned it around. Just a wild ending for that game.
Knew that one was going to get drafted pretty high here in our draft. I'll have the 3rd pick overall, and I will take Deni Avdija scoring 41 points as the Blazers held on to just beat the Rockets 103-102. This one didn't have a bank job, but it did have a review at the end, and that ball was still on Tari Eason's fingertips because it appeared as though Tari Eason had scored on a tip-in for Houston at the buzzer. The Rockets celebrated as such. Like, he thought it was good. The bench thought it was good. But upon review, that basket did not beat the shot clock. You can see. That one you could see. We had the technology to be like, lights on. That ball is still just on his fingertips. So it's not going to count. And the Blazers pull out a miraculous victory. And there were some other things I want to get into. But they got the review right. Tough loss there for Houston right at the end.
I guess Kevin Durant could have let that go a half second earlier.
The jumper that he missed?
Yeah.
Guess so. It was wild how we got here, though, because the Blazers were holding a 103-100 lead. The Blazers elected to foul up 3. Like, we don't want a 3-pointer being banked in. Did you see the Magic Nets game? So they put Durant on the line.
Yeah, Durant looked at Tiago Splitter, the head coach of the Blazers, and called it immediately. Come on, man. You're going to let me freaking shoot the ball. We're going to go to the foul line here in an NBA game. Literally looked at him and pointed at him as soon as he was out. Very funny.
So he made the pair of free throws with about 6 seconds left. So that is a 1-point lead now for Portland. But on the inbounds play, Houston is like obviously pressuring everybody. They're trying to get a steal, trying to create some havoc here. And they get called for a loose ball foul. This also involves Tari Eason. But then Udoka's like, hold on. Let's challenge that one because he had a challenge still in his back pocket. And they looked at it and they're like, nah, you know what? Tari Eason sort of hit the ball and then there was some contact. So Rockets ball. So that's why they had the chance then to win this thing at the end. And KD got to his spot, pulled up for the jumper, missed, and then Tari Eason 0.1 second too late on the tip-in. But yeah, the referee on that play that they challenged and overruled was after review, the defender knocks the ball loose, and then there was marginal contact. And I think it was right. When you looked at it, sort of how he hit the ball first, and then there's the contact, and he came up with it. So it almost backfired, the fouling up 3 for the Blazers, but it didn't in the end. It worked for them in the end.
Yeah, it was a Durant versus Deni show there at the end,
God.
just back and forth. I like Tari Eason post game. He was asked, "Why is it hard to guard Deni Avdija?" He said, "The zebras." Just called out the referees, although they did give him a call when they allowed him to inbound the ball or retrieve the ball there, as you said, that overturned one.
But he's just saying the guy's tough to guard as it is, and he obviously barrels into a lot of us defensively, and he shoots a lot of free throws. Deni Avdija shoots a ton of free throws.
15 last night.
Yep.
He's got the most in the league this season.
There you go.
He's got the James Harden arm rip. When he drives the hoop, he throws his arms out into everybody.
Yeah, and he actually leads the league. Deni Avdija leads the league in successful and ones. He's up to 42 and ones on the season because he had a couple last night in the fourth quarter. Had another opportunity, but he missed the free throw down the stretch. But I looked it up. I was like, Deni Avdija leading. That's surprising first off to me. Who usually leads this? Any guess on who usually has led the league in and ones for at least the last 5 years?
Giannis?
Yep. Giannis, the clubhouse leader when it comes to and ones. You got to go all the way back to like 2021 or something like that.
Those
where
are
he was
counting free throws.
Yes.
That are good. That go
I
through.
believe it counts the free throws that are good. Yes. Successful and ones.
Giannis must be crushing it on attempts.
Yeah, I would
attempts
think
for
so.
sure. Yeah.
He, you got to go back to like 2021 or something like that. He was tied with Zion Williamson one year. Now, Giannis still is like 5th in the league this year, despite missing all those games. So it goes Deni Avdija with 42. Then it goes Luka Doncic with 40. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 36. And then Julius Randle and Giannis at 30.
That makes
For
sense.
successful and ones, yeah. And
Makes
a lot of those
sense
guys
to me. Most of those guys, well, I would say outside of Luka and Shai, the other guys you named just put their head down. Mm-hmm. They just play football and get foul calls.
To keep it going, it's Booker, Towns, Jalen Johnson, Cade Cunningham, and Jalen Brown. That rounds out the top 10. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of guys that are creating contact. Yeah, let's go. Yep. And then have the ability to finish, obviously, because they're strong as hell or have some touch to successfully get the basket and then try and hit the free throw. Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Deni Avdija, man. Huge stats. This
Huge
guy is
stats.
putting up awesome stats, and the Blazers, another victory here for them as they try and get back to 500.
Yeah, they're very close to 1 game under right now. They're playing pretty well. They had a tough stretch there in December, but I'm impressed with Donovan Clingan. This guy's looking great. 12 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block last night. He's a big part of the reason I think that Avdija gets separation on the outside. 9 screen assists. They have good chemistry. He was just doing enough to kind of knock Amen Thompson off of his spot, give Avdija a chance to get downhill. He's also made 2 3-pointers, made 2 threes last night, made 2 or more in 3 straight games, and 7 of his last 13. That's interesting for a huge guy like Donovan Clingan, because he's also leading the league in offensive rebounds. He's getting you extra possessions. He's a big, huge defender, top 15 in blocks. He doesn't move his feet all that well. It does look like he could probably trim down over the course of his career and become a more effective defender on the perimeter, but definitely feels like a building block to me. Yeah. And a big part of the reason the Blazers are able to have a good defense. And he also looks exactly like my friend Pat Murphy. So I'll call him Murph from now on.
Oh, yeah. He's been phenomenal. You're right. And you'd love him to be a little more quick-footed, let's say, or a little faster. That probably will never be him. But he sets bone-crunching picks because he's a monster dude. He owns the offensive glass, like you said. He is a pretty good rim deterrent. And then, he can stretch the floor a little bit. And hitting these threes, and like you said, that pretty short sample size, but you can go back a little bit more because I brought it up the other day. It's not bad percentage for a guy his size and the frequency he's getting them up. So that's a hell of a combo in a center, in a very young center moving forward. So it's a good find for them.
Yeah, leading the NBA in the 4.5 offensive rebounds per game. And a guy who always gets the offensive rebounds, who's doing well in that department, Steven Adams on the other side. The play where he literally just chucked Young Hansen under the rim. Just a hilarious replay of Young Hansen falling away and getting called for a foul. And he goes to the referees, hey, man, that guy just shoved me. Why am I called for the foul? Very fun. He literally just got shoved. Steven Adams, speaking of people who barrel into people, that's Stevie.
Well, I can't imagine he has a lot of successful and ones on this season. But maybe a couple. All right, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll do another round of drafting last night's best games.
Is it Friday yet? Best day of the week in January? Definitely Friday. Where's the weekend at? No disrespect to those people who work on the weekends. Much love to them, but can't wait for that Friday call. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30, right before the weekend, it's NBA Happy Hour on FanDuel, your pregame for the weekend. We're talking limited time specials, boosts, bonuses, surprises, all dropping in the app during Happy Hour. So before games start, check the FanDuel app to see the week's special. Then you make your move, because those offers expire at 7:30 Eastern. It's a good way to start your weekend. Work or not, just have some fun. That's NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, only on FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA.
Berto Eats here in the stream team says, I think the Rockets should shoot better on Saturday. Got to get out of Portland with 1 win. They do play again here on the weekend. So we'll get a little rematch here of that very close, tough finish. But let's draft another round of last night's games. There's like 9 games still to pick from, Tess.
Yeah, the games were really, really good. Even in Golden State, where the Bucks and Warriors, I thought was a really good game. It was a good game for the Warriors to get a win because the Bucks, they kept fighting. They were down double digits in the fourth quarter, but they kept fighting. And overall, you don't think the Milwaukee Bucks have a lot of depth. But they shot 54% against the Warriors. That's a lot of makes. 44% from three, and only turned it over 12 times. They had 6 guys in double figures. You had KPJ, Kevin Porter Jr. going right at Draymond Green. You can hear the mics hear Giannis Antetokounmpo say, "I told you so. I told you. Just go at that old guy. You'll be good." He didn't say that, but I added that in. Giannis made 2 threes. He pulled out a Bane celebration after a three. Like, literally holding his hands over his mouth as he went back on the floor. Never seen him do that, but to pull out a couple threes, he was just excited. And then on the other side, the Warriors matched the Bucks with everything. They only had 9 turnovers, 22 second chance points. The question always with the Warriors, are they deep enough? Are they going to be able to do it? Kuminga's not playing. Gary Payton II didn't play in this one. Quentin Post is starting. No Trace Jackson Davis. But a bunch of their guys here on this home trip, or this homestand, I should say, where they got 8 straight games at home, look pretty good. Moses Moody, a sidestep 3, making 3 threes. Brandon Podziemski starting to swing that ball around. Al Horford was swinging that ball around. That guy had 6 assists off the bench, a couple blocks, 2 big threes. And much love for my man, D'Anthony Melton. Played his game of the season, 22 points off the bench, 5 threes. And it's funny with this team because they're old. They got no back-to-backs until the end of this home game stand, so D'Anthony Melton's playing in every game. Al Horford's playing in every game. There's no chilling in between games, and that bodes well for them. Jimmy Butler had 22. I haven't even mentioned Steph, where all the focus is on the Bucks. He had 31 and put the Bucks to bed night right at the end. But a good fight on both sides to get this game to the end, where we wonder, the Milwaukee Bucks here, are they fading? Will they trade Giannis? You wonder with the Warriors what they're going to get to help out. Well, they showed some depth in this one. Again, that 8-game homestand is for them to get together and find that common Golden State Warriors chemistry. Horford swinging it, Brandon Podziemski swinging it, all those guys rotating and moving. So they looked really good in this particular game to start their homestand.
I got excited when I saw your guy, D'Anthony Melton, scored 22 points and hit 5 threes.
Yeah, I'm glad you
good.
drafted this one.
Yes.
It's a Melton great game, Horford great game.
Yeah,
I was like, this has to go to Tass.
These are Tass's 2 teams too, man. You talk about the Warriors and Bucks, I feel like more than anyone.
Well, I don't know. We talked yesterday on our emergency podcast about the best Atlanta Hawks ever in the the modern area. Al Horford's got to be in that top 5 or so.
Yeah.
He's got to be.
He's close.
Big Al. He looked great. This team hasn't looked great consistently, but I think they're going to get it together here for these 8 games.
The schedule should be beneficial for them, too. They complained about having to travel so much, all the back-to-backs they had in the first half of the season. All that means is the second half of the season is going to be a little simpler. More home games, fewer back-to-backs, which is good for a team that is aging. Yeah, Curry completely carried this team. 27 points through 3 quarters. Jimmy, I thought, kind of helped shut the door. And then night from Curry, great stuff. Big key to the Warriors looking good, though, is that Draymond's playing a lot better. 3 total turnovers in his 3 games back since resting against Oklahoma City. You mentioned the Warriors have been better, controlling the ball 15-7, and then I don't know if they're 9 or 10 turnovers, maybe 10 total team turnovers. I don't know. If they're under 15, that's awesome for the Warriors. And if Draymond is able to provide any sort of playmaking or scoring, that's huge because he's kind of been a negative offensive player, I think, for the majority of this season. Mostly because he's been throwing the ball away. He still makes risky passes, but when they go through, they look good, and the Warriors' offense gets a little bit of juice.
Yeah, and Giannis went right at him, and they got into a little physical confrontation. I don't know if you saw that, but Giannis went right at his face, and Draymond came back up the floor after Giannis scored on him and bumped him. So the Draymond Green, fight has to be there for the Golden State Warriors to be good. But he also has to rein it in a little bit. And he is so far, most of the time, other than getting tossed in the games, like he doesn't, throw fists or anything. And he doesn't battle his mom. I liked from the post game, Nick Friedel, our friend, asked him, "What moment in your basketball career has your mom been the most upset with you?" And he said, "She told me the other day we need to have a heart-to-heart. I've been avoiding her ever since. I am afraid of my mom. I'm still afraid of my mom," is what he said. Very funny to hear Draymond Green say that. But he has reined it in a little bit. the last few weeks anyways.
If the Bucks would have won last night in Golden State, because the Bulls did lose their game to the Pistons, would have made their way into the play-in conversation because they have the tiebreaker against the Bulls. I think they've beaten them both times they've played this year. They would have had an identical record after the Bulls again lost last night, but they didn't. So the Bulls hanging on to the 10th seed, which is rightfully theirs.
You know it.
Yes, that's exactly right. TK, 5th pick overall.
I got the Knicks. They'd been struggling heading into last night's game. 4 straight losses, 5-6 since winning the cup. And I mentioned after the loss to the Pistons, a really bad loss for New York, that Karl-Anthony Towns had really been struggling. Only 4 field goal attempts against Detroit. The 3rd time in 9 games he'd only taken single-digit shots. But last night against the Clippers, he said, if you're not going to involve me, I'm getting involved myself. 20 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 offensive rebounds, just going and getting the ball. That's a good way to get some shots. Went to the free throw line 10 times. I thought he played really tough. He was finishing through contact. He was making his faces, his driving faces, playing into the refs. He got so mad at a referee, but then he realized the ref called the foul. He's like,
Thank you.
all right, thank you. Thank you very much for that. Led the Knicks in usage last night, so good to see Towns kind of get back involved in the flow of things offensively. And I think part of the reason that happened for New York and for Towns is that the Knicks started Deuce McBride for Mitchell Robinson, and it really paid off. 16 points for Deuce, 4 assists, 4 3-pointers. There's a little bit more space out there when he is the sub for Josh Hart rather than Mitchell Robinson. There's definitely more athleticism. It just gives Towns a little bit more room to work on the inside, and I think that was beneficial for the Knicks and certainly for Towns. Good win for them to beat a Clippers team who's been playing pretty well of late.
I think an important win, too, because they had the 4-game losing streak where they lost to the Spurs, the Hawks, the Sixers, and the Pistons. Then they have this 1 game back in Madison Square Garden against the Clippers, so they get that because now they head back out on the road against, not the most elite teams in the league, but the Suns, good. Blazers, pretty good. Kings, okay, they suck. And then the Warriors, who obviously are above 500. So, not easy to make that little 4-game West Coast road trip here for the Knicks. So they got that one against LAC coming into their barn. You're right. Cat looked really engaged because we had not, Cat had gone sort of missing there for a couple weeks where we started going, is he going to make the All-Star team? That felt like a lock. I don't know now, but that was a good game from him. All right, I have the final pick here. So many games to pick from still, but I'll take the other buzzer beater last night, and that was Emmanuel Quickley with the 3. Right as the horn goes in Charlotte, Raptors get past the Hornets just 97-96. He hit this 3 from the top of the key, and they rallied in the 4th quarter. They were down 10. It wasn't looking good for the Raps at all. For whatever reason, the Hornets sort of have their number. They play really close games generally, but what a shot from Quickley. The Raptors, man, what a stupid game, to be honest. I had this one on. It's the Raps. It's where a pick'em game, and the Raptors were 3 of 27 from deep through the first 3 quarters. They missed so many in a row. Then they finally hit one. That's when we got Matt Devlin screaming, I'm coming, which was very funny.
And Jack coming at the same time. Both broadcasters coming at the same time.
Yeah. But the Raptors went 4 of 7 from distance in the 4th quarter, including that huge one there from Quickley. But the only reason they're in this game, and Quickley has a shot to win it, is because of RJ Barrett.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
This guy just took over. He's like, no, we're not losing to the Hornets again. Okay, give me the ball. And the Hornets forgot a lot of the times that he's left-handed.
Yep.
So a few of those. You can literally see the bench yelling he's left-handed. Try and make him go the other way. But anyway, he was awesome. He had 28.7 boards. The Raptors have a pretty damn good record when RJ Barrett plays. So he's the only reason they got there and then quickly had a chance. And then LaMelo, he did put them up. Had a beautiful driving layup, left hand, attacked, quickly blew by him. Sandro came over. He had to go really high off the glass. Nice finish. But he left too much time on the clock. And that's you do see the analytics say, in a tie game situation like that, you really want to avoid any time left on the clock. Now, he hit the layup, put him up, but there was still 1.6 seconds left, and it was just enough. Also, dumb play by Tijan Salon. He's defending the inbounder. Mamu.
Yep.
It's there's probably not enough time for Mamu to come in and get the ball back. you can help off and try and like get a hand up, make it a little more tougher on Quickley's shot, but he just stayed attached.
Yeah, he guarded Mamu out of bounds.
I know. It's like, oh my God, like the basketball IQ, come on, pretty low, but the other IQ, amazing.
Yeah, this game was hideous.
It
It
was
was
crazy.
pretty ugly.
Yeah.
Adam Silver's right. Sometimes this is a highlight league. Like you go watch
watch the
the clips of this.
I
one.
watched it.
Because I watched every single one of those 19 consecutive missed 3-point shots by the Toronto Raptors. Ugh. And LaMelo, we talk about him with the lefty scoop. Minute plus left, he shot a ball way too early from 3-point land when he's trying to do his thing. Yeah. You could hear on the mic, bing. Just a bang off that backboard. I mean, he missed by a mile. But it was. Brandon Ingram doesn't play in the second half. Scotty Barnes barely played in the fourth quarter.
My God, they couldn't get him back in.
Yeah, they couldn't get him. He only played 4 minutes in the fourth quarter. It was all big boy ball from RJ Barrett. Whether he's right or lefty, he was just using that body. And he was talking trash to the Charlotte Hornets bench. 16 points in that fourth quarter, 7 made shots. It was all him. All an ugly, ugly game. But then he goes and wins it along with the Quickley 3, where he just wants everybody to stay silent. Like he's not one of those, like, it's surprising. He wasn't like a jump excited about winning a game. He was just like quiet, one of those quiet celebrations.
Didn't do a
like,
skipping.
Shh. He didn't do a thing. Just got him to the locker room. That's when they celebrate. That's when Darko Rajakovic comes out with the chain. Scotty Barnes really shoved him. It was a hard shove. I mean, the cameraman couldn't even keep up with Darko flying all over the locker room. Great win. Great win. Great ugly win for the Raptors.
A great ugly win. And as funny as Devlin and Jack are, and those are my guys, I'm always usually watching the Raptors broadcast of games, but not when Eric Collins is involved. Because him at the end was hilarious too, when he's dropping the no as Quickley's lining it up. But he was pumped before that on the LaMelo, and we got the hum diddly dee and all that. But then, it's so funny. He is hilarious. Like even Nora was like, "Who is this guy?" I'm like, "Is it like is this just for something special or something?" I'm like, "No, he does this all the time."
No, this is just a January game.
Yeah. I mean, going into halftime when it was an ugly game, he was just railing off. Do you think Devlin and Jack know that they're going to an arena where Eric Collins is calling, so they get
bring
super
their
weird?
A-game?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes,
match is freak.
I
think so.
Freak. Yeah.
So Raptors
Great
pull it
win.
off as they get the victory. Okay, we did 6 games. There's a lot of other great games, but we'll call it there for now. Bye-bye of the night, sponsored by David Rabinow. David Rabinow has a new record out. We got a lot of musicians
Nice.
that are fans of No Dunks and Whoa Boy. His new record, Here and Gone, which you can check out if you want at daverabinow.com. I see your name, Dave, and I want to say rainbow every time.
For sure. I literally, when he sent that in, I had to check 16
Don't you?
times.
Every time I look at it. That's a cool name, David Rainbow.
Especially an artist name. You think, okay, he named himself Dave Rainbow.
Yeah, right.
Nope.
Nope. Dave Rabinow. His last song, he said, "Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep," does briefly mention the Lakers, if that's helpful. So if you are an NBA fan, I'm sure you are if you're watching or listening to us, go check out this record. Go get the Lakers reference in here.
This is unbelievable, man. Not only did David Rabinow write "Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep," we're also getting ad read copy
Yeah.
for Whoa Boys now.
Taking on a
Feel
life
free
of
to
its
make
own.
it your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make it my own. He has a song about being at the bar at the end of the world.
Okay.
That's it. It's not part of the copy, but I had a drink with him at the bar at the end of the world. I didn't, but
did in song.
in song.
In song,
Yes,
gotcha.
we did. So cool, Rabinow.
Well, the Whoa Boy goes to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's a game we didn't draft, but he had a hell of a game. Game high 46 points for SGA as OKC outlasted the Jazz. He had a jumper to get us into overtime. And they won 129-125. SGA shot 14 of 26 from the field, 17 of 19 at the free throw line. 6 boards, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Did not commit a turnover in heavy minutes in the victory, like I said. I mean, this was pretty damn impressive. He was like, "We're not losing tonight." Because they had lost a couple games in a row.
We just lost to the Hornets. We can't lose to the Jazz.
Honestly, he's like, no, because he played a little, unlike Shea a little bit in this one. I thought it was a little more like, no, I'm taking on a bigger role here. I know we're about an everybody eats type of team, but he really was like, we're going on my watch here tonight. So hell of a game to get the victory.
Oh yeah, that shot to send them to overtime. I mean, that's Shea putting this team on his back. Yeah, that's a lot of free throws. 17 of 19 he went. So you put 17 free throws on the graphic. I'm out of fantasy this season, but they count when you're going head to head, like free throws made, I guess, right? Because I mean, I don't know.
I always
not.
played percentage, I think, right?
Yeah, for free
I was gonna
throws.
say,
Yeah,
you can,
which I mean, good percentage as well.
He's got a very good. Again, that's a stinky shooting game for OKC. 18% from 3, 7 of 38. But
They've been
get
cold
it
for
done.
like a month.
Yeah.
They have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Chet beasted in overtime.
pick 'em tonight. Only 4 games on last night or tonight. Task 12 on last night. That was what I was saying about the Trae Young trade. Timing was good. You know, we were still up. We did the emergency podcast. The one thing that would have been nice if the trade had happened tonight with only 4 games on instead of 12 games on. There's too many games, but whatever.
Whatever. We got a couple of shows up, you know?
That's exactly right.
We have been volume podcast producers, and we did it again. Threw another one in there. I thought I was going to cover last night. Thought I was going to do it again. Toronto gets the win, but doesn't cover the 2.5 point spread. They only win by 1. Sorry, I lose. So going into tonight, after losing, I just didn't have a feel. So I just threw it up there. I threw it up for everybody to pick.
Okay.
Cleveland visiting Minnesota, where they're a 3.5 point favorite at home, so they got to win by 4 or more.
Oh, I thought it was 2.5.
My bad.
2.5.
It is 2.5.
Yeah.
I don't know why I had 3.5 in the brain. You guys said Minnesota is covering that 2.5 point spread to win by 3 or more, so I get the Cavs just by our rule because we don't like our graphics to look like everybody's taking the same team.
What's
so
the point?
I let you guys take it because I didn't have any feel and said, all right, continue my terrible month here so far at 1-3. You guys are
see.
3-1.
We have not had a lot of games in Pick'em this month where we have a home favorite.
It's true.
We've had a lot of
Yeah.
dogs at home, I've noticed, which is, I like. So, yeah, Wolves got to win by 3 or more. It's tough. I think both teams are playing much better. I think I just like the Wolves a little bit more in this one. Obviously, that's my pick.
Yeah, home court advantage maybe comes through, but both teams are under 500 against opponents that are 500 or better. So this would be a good win on either side, and part of the reason it makes it a tough pick, like who actually shows up.
Right, exactly.
That's tonight's game. Only 4 on, like I said. We'll be here tomorrow with the Drop podcast, though. Maybe some Worst of the Week nominees. Obviously, Rapid Fire.
No Scotto.
No Scotto tomorrow. No, we know that.
Next week, go.
That's next week, for Scotto. As the Slappo builds up-o. Okay.
Yep.
Hey, I was thinking, this is really random, but I just said slop.
Yep.
You know, we say slop season, of course. Shout out to, Ball. The mascot for slop, do you remember the wrestler? Was his name Henry Goodwin?
A hog, right? Like
Like he was a farmer
Henry
guy?
Orpheus Goodwin or something
that
like
what it
that.
was? Okay, so you know who I'm talking
Yeah.
about. But he literally came to the ring with a bucket of slop.
We got to get him on the show.
Well, I was wondering, like, is he on Cameo? Henry Goodwin,
maybe.
A, still alive.
He's
he's a wrestler.
looking alive.
Okay.
Mark Canterbury.
Okay. Well, I'd love
What a
for
name.
Henry Goodwin in his overalls and maybe the hat with the bucket of slop to do something for slop season for us.
Toss it in Google here, see if he's on Cameo.
Probably not.
Oh, yeah. I see him in his John Deere hat with
Yeah,
a
he would
bucket
be.
of slop.
He would be good.
It's slop, man. It was literally his whole thing was buckets of slop.
Didn't one of these internet dictionaries name slop the word of the year
Yes.
for
Yes.
2025?
Yeah.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah. Now I think it was more to do with AI slop probably than
NBA
trade season
trade
slop.
rumors.
Yeah. But still,
Hard to tell.
Slop is slop, and the piggies eat it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Slop is slop and the piggies eat it up.
Henry Goodwin, 96 Royal Rumble. He definitely slopped up Jerry Lawler. I remember that.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like definitely the bucket. I can picture it.
Did he get it in his crown? Jerry Lawler
No,
had a crown?
No, he had
Oh,
like a
gosh.
mullet at that point. Anyway, we got more podcasts coming. This is fun. This weekend, on the weekend, we are going to be covering Traders Season 4. Traders US version. It premieres tonight on Peacock. Couple Survivor players in the mix. Jam, Natalie, Rob Sesternino. This guy hasn't been on reality TV in like 20 years, so that's fun. A very weird, funny, random show. I think it'll be a blast to podcast about. So myself, Nora, and JD will be here this weekend. TK might make some appearances moving on. I know Esh wants to come on because he loves Traders. So
Is that Nick Carter?
No,
Who is that?
no, I'm blind as a bat without my glasses right now, but
Where?
it's
I know.
not.
I know
I'm thinking
Nick Carter.
top-
Colton.
Oh, that
Colton
looks like Nick
Underwood.
Carter.
Oh wait,
Top.
Yeah, that looks.
That must be Colton Underwood.
It's Colton Underwood.
Top row, second column from the right.
Yeah, that's
Oh, it
him.
definitely looks like Nick.
He's got a Nick look to him, doesn't he? He's really got a Nick look. I refuse to be on the show until Rappaport is gone.
That's good. Don't worry.
Hopefully it's App 1.
I'm going to talk so much shit about Michael Rappaport on this podcast. It's going to be worth tuning in for that.
Man, you're gonna. That means I'm gonna have to defend him.
No, why?
Sparks, baby. I always swerve.
He'll be the first. He'll be the first one out. He won't be able to shut up.
I've never watched the game, so I don't know.
Well, do you ever played Werewolf or Mafia?
I mean, kinda. Yeah,
Okay, that's what it is. It's a glorified version of that.
Yeah, but okay. Anyway, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it this weekend. So we'll go live at some point on No Buffs. This will sort of fill the schedule, the programming schedule, until Survivor 50 premieres at the end of February. So I think we're gonna have a lot of fun recapping this. But 3 episodes they dropped tonight on Peacock. So that's why we're waiting until the weekend to do it, and then moving forward, maybe we'll do it on Friday afternoons. But yeah, they just like, here, take a third of the season, and enjoy. And then I think next week they drop 2, and then it goes to 1. What up with that, Peacock? What are you doing?
Give you a little taste with 3, huh? You
Yeah,
just
I mean,
can't resist.
maybe that's
Gotta
it.
come back for more.
And that's it. You get all invested in who are the traitors and who are the faithful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
Who do you guys think's going to win tonight? The Miami Hurricanes or the Ole Miss?
That's
What are they,
tonight?
running Rebels? Yeah.
There's a bowl
Playoff game 1 is tonight.
College football all season long plays every game on Saturday.
Yep.
And then suddenly when you get to the postseason, it's never on Saturday.
Nope. It's like Thursday, Friday, and the championship is on Monday, I think.
Yeah.
Curveball.
Fascinating.
Give me Ole Miss.
Sure.
Like saying
Yeah,
Ole
nice.
Miss.
Isn't that Lane Kiffin's team? What's his name?
He
He gets paid for every game they continue to win, doesn't
but
he?
he's left to
Yeah.
go to LSU,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
believe. Yeah.
But he obviously gets like $1 million for every win or whatever. It's
Wow.
a crazy bonus he gets.
That's weird.
So
What, it looks like he has royalties?
no, he used to be the coach.
Yeah.
Then they make the tournament, they make the playoffs, but
Oh,
he got
earlier
But
this-
LSU's
he got
like,
fired earlier
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
season?
Well, we want you to coach. So they were like, this became this weird story of like, is he gonna coach them?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But he's gone. It's
is
like,
weird.
yeah, it's very
Yeah.
strange. You're taking Ole Miss.
Yeah, exactly. Canes for life.
That's right.
Michael Irvin. Going insane. I saw that guy's stomach when they won the last game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty good shape.
Yeah, he is in good shape.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm good. I'm taking the Hurricanes. I changed my mind. That's where The Rock played college football.
That's right.
Yeah,
I wonder
yeah,
if Dwayne
yeah.
will be there.
Big game. Yeah. Maybe.
Big game, Dwayne?
Does he have a movie coming out? He just did The Smashing Machine. Didn't do that great.
I don't know if he's got a movie coming out. Probably. It's the
Is he
Rock.
in Moana?
He must.
No, Moana's.
They are doing a live action Moana.
Yeah, he's in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He's Maui.
Yeah, right. That makes sense. Okay. All right, enjoy the football tonight. Enjoy the basketball tonight. Enjoy the Traders tonight. And we'll hopefully see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. Until then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us, and remember, hope you got some time to watch TV. That's a lot of stuff to take in.
And we play basketball on Thursday nights.
And remember, you can watch on multiple screens. You don't need to watch every minute of Traders to really understand what's going on. You know what I mean? That's what people are doing these days. Multi-screen.
JD, you have the Peacock Premium
Yeah.
account. You don't have to watch commercials. You just lucky son of a bitch.
Hopefully that's the case.
Oh, yeah, I do. That sucks.
Spring for it.
Spring for it?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, good. You can write it off. Now we're
I
doing
heard
it.
No Ducks Incorporated LLC. Screen for
Small
it.
business licensing. All right, embrace the day, people.